Hello and welcome to Volusia Magazine. I'm Amber Patterson. We've got a good show for you today this Thanksgiving week. Business Beat reporter Michelle Coates brings us information about a new manufacturer to DeLand. Then we'll hear from health reporter Stephanie Strong about a local initiative called Project Warm, an addiction recovery program for eligible participants. And finally, we'll have an opportunity to join Community Information Director Dave Byron and his guest, Rob Ehrhardt of the county's Economic Development Division. Those segments, news, and more coming right up on Volusia Magazine. Stay tuned. More people in Volusia County are using public transportation. Votran ridership has increased for the 5th consecutive year. With the fiscal year that concluded September 30th, nearly 3.6 million boardings were recorded on fixed route service, about a 6% increase from the previous year.
Votran's a great bargain. We offer a number of different discounted multi-ride passes, everything from a single ride pass to day passes for unlimited rides for a 24-hour period, 3-day passes, 7-day passes, monthly passes. So no matter what your need, whether it's a couple days you're here on vacation and you want to get around, we've got a pass for that. Or if you're a frequent rider that rides every single day, going to work and taking care of business outside of work and school, we've certainly got a pass for that as well.
During the county's last fiscal year, Votran recorded in excess of 3.9 million boardings on all services. Ridership in West Volusia increased to over 522,000 trips, a 2% increase over the last year. Wheelchair boardings were approximately 27,000 boardings in the last year on the fixed route. There were approximately 97,000 boardings with riders transporting bicycles.
Flex service in New Smyrna Beach that was started in 2010 also saw a significant increase in ridership this past fiscal year, carrying nearly 21,000 customers. This 21,000 customers represented an increase of 8% over last fiscal year. So that ridership is on the increase as well.
Votran's Gold service paratransit vans transported over 278,000 people. Americans with Disabilities Act trips increased 4%. Votran's combined on-demand trips increased 3% over the previous year. For more information on Votran services, you can log on to votran.org. Here's a reminder that with the recent return of standard time, Volusia County's lawn watering schedule has changed. Residents may water their lawns once a week until daylight saving time resumes March 10th. That's when the 2-day-a-week schedule will return. According to Karen Stotterman, a horticulturalist with the University of Florida, Volusia County Extension, lawns require less water in the winter.
We want you to cut back on the water because the plants actually don't need the water. They're actually quiet, or what we call dormant, sleeping. They don't usually have active growth. And this is the same true with turf. Now, turf varieties, we have the problems with too much water, brings in large patch and brown patch. And this is a fungal condition that does attack your soils, and it actually impacts the leaf blades. You can pull the leaf blades apart, and if you smell it, it's a rotted smell. It's a black smell. And this actually can start with a circle in your grass and actually coalesce into a larger spot. So by keeping the water levels down to 1 day a week, and preventing this extra water, make sure you have plenty of drainage, your grass will actually do much better.
More than half of residential water is used on lawns. Watering restrictions are in place to ensure that water used for irrigation is used efficiently. People who live at odd-numbered addresses may water Saturdays, and people at even-numbered addresses may water on Sundays. Businesses may irrigate on Tuesdays. Each zone of an irrigation system may be watered for no more than 1 hour or 3/4 of an inch a day. Watering is not permitted between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. The restrictions apply to all county residents, including those living in city limits. They also apply to all water sources, including private wells and pumps. Unincorporated residents who violate the water conservation ordinance may be fined up to $500. The time change also is a reminder to change the batteries in our smoke alarms. Smoke alarms can save lives if they're functioning properly, but studies show that most smoke alarms don't work because of missing, dead, or disconnected batteries. According to the National Fire Protection Association, 2/3 of home fire deaths occur in homes without a working smoke alarm.
Approximately every year, about 4,000 people are killed in residential fires due to an inactive smoke alarm that's in their house. About 20,000 people are injured every year annually.
Volusia County Fire Services and city fire agencies offer free smoke alarms and even installation assistance to residents in unincorporated areas of Volusia County. Residents are encouraged to contact their local fire department for smoke alarm information. To learn more about water conservation and fire prevention, you can visit volusia.org. Did you forget to turn in your library books on time and now face a fine? Well, those fines may be forgiven in exchange for a donation of non-perishable food. The Food for Fines initiative is part of the second annual countywide public employee food drive called Feed the Need.
We're offering Food for Fines until November 21st, and if you owe $5 or less on your card, if you bring in 2 canned good items or just food items, we will waive those fines. If you owe $25 on down to $5, if you bring in 10 canned goods or food items, we will waive those fines as well. And this is a great opportunity for those patrons who have built up some fines and would like to take care of them. And it's also a way for them to help the folks in our community during the holiday season.
Public employees from Volusia County government, Daytona State College, the Volusia County Health Department, and cities throughout the county are participating to collect food for local food pantries. The public employees are competing with each other to see which organization can collect the most pounds of food per full-time employee. Last year, Holly Hill took the trophy, collecting 4,002 pounds of food, which equaled to 38.79 pounds of food per full-time employee. The total collected by all organizations was 37,992 pounds, a new record for food drives here in Volusia County. This year, the public is invited to help feed the need by donating non-perishable food at their local library.
The County Council is committed to building trails because they improve your quality of life. Trails offer exercise, recreation, access to nature, and alternative transportation routes. They also bring families and friends together to enjoy the outdoors. People of all ages and abilities can enjoy our trails in Volusia County. Whether you're a walker, jogger, inline skater, or bicyclist, we have a trail for you. To learn more about Volusia County's trails, visit volusia.org/trails.
And now let's turn our attention to Michelle Coates on the Business Beat as she welcomes a new manufacturer, Conelec, to DeLand Crossings. Conelec recently moved into Volusia County.
I'm Michelle Coates with the Business Beat. We're here today at DeLand Crossings Industrial Park, home of the newest Volusia County manufacturer.
Conelec of Florida, a 29-year-old Sanford company with about 100 employees, recently moved into a building in DeLand Crossings Industrial Park, a 43-acre industrial park created by Volusia County Council. The electronics manufacturer left a 22,000 square foot facility near the Sanford Orlando International Airport for its new home, from which it will serve the electronics manufacturing needs of the medical, security, and communication industries, as well as military and industrial markets. We spoke to Conelec President David Vickery about the manufacturer's move to Volusia County.
Our realtor found this location, and it was perfect for our needs, perfect shape, perfect square footage. It had the number of parking spaces that we needed, and all of the utilities were pretty much here, so we did have to do some upgrading to the building, but it was very minimal.
Conelec made a multi-million-dollar investment in Volusia County when it bought the 8.5-acre site, including a 63,000 square foot building for $2.2 million, and invested another $1.4 million in capital expenses such as a cutting-edge production line and build-out of the facility.
Some of the things that we had to do to the building were we had to put ESD conductive tile throughout the whole building. So that was about $140,000 to do that upgrade. We spent about $1 million on new equipment for the new building. So prior to us relocating to this facility, we had a new high-speed surface mount line that we installed.
The move is a consolidation for Conelec. Two sites merged into one new state-of-the-art facility. The electronics manufacturer makes components for a range of industries, from medical monitoring and testing equipment, biometric identifiers such as finger and handprint and iris scanners used by both the TSA and military, to industrial driver equipment that runs emergency vehicle dashboards, and GPS equipment to the components used in the very equipment to shoot this segment.
We're a high-tech company. We've got about 100 employees, a little bit over 100 employees right now. And we've seen about 10% growth year over year for the last couple of years. So it's modest growth, but we're kind of positioning ourselves for aggressive future growth.
The new facility and equipment has positioned the company to move forward. Moving forward includes hiring more workers now and in the coming year.
Just forecasting immediate needs, we need to hire 10 production personnel as fast as we can find them. As far as 2013 needs for employment, we're probably looking about 125, so adding about 25 employees for this upcoming year. Those positions range anywhere from entry level all the way up to senior management level. Test technicians, we have a great need for test technicians right now. We're staffing up in that department. Process engineers we're looking for, customer service representatives.
They have customers across North America, and their components are in products used around the world. Producing tens of millions of dollars in sales, Conelec is a healthy addition to the manufacturing landscape of Volusia County.
We'll run anywhere from a quantity of 25 of something to 5,000 of something on a monthly basis. But if you add it all together, we're shipping about 30,000, right now shipping about 30,000 boards on a monthly basis, printed circuit cards, individuals. And we're in the, the $20 to $30 million range in sales.
Conelec has neighbors that operate out of the two other buildings in the park just east of DeLand's city limits. Performance Brothers, a manufacturer of aftermarket auto performance parts, shares a 60,000 square foot building with Pelican Water, which makes water purification systems. Sinpak, a maker of robotic packaging equipment for the food and beverage industry, operates out of another 60,000 square foot building. Conelec management looks to be completely settled and ready to meet the community with an industry celebration timed around the upcoming holidays and New Year.
Conelec produces the electronic components for boxes such as this that power many of our local fire trucks. Conelec is our newest electronical manufacturer in Volusia County. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Michelle Coates with the Business Beat.
Now Stephanie Strong has this report from the Health Department about Project Warm, an addiction recovery program right here in Volusia County.
Project Warm is a long-term residential program for women who are pregnant, postpartum, or parenting young children. This program focuses on helping women recover from addictions and get back on their feet. We are not showing this participant's face to protect her identity, but like so many of the women here, she has a compelling, painful story, one that led her here to the doors of Project Warm.
Was messing up really bad, and I needed to become find out about recovery and learn the coping skills and be a better parent to my son because I wasn't being the best I could be.
About 20 women and their children under the age of 6 years old live on the Project Warm campus.
Project Warm's a long-term residential facility for pregnant and postpartum women in chronic stage of addiction. We're a dual diagnosed program, which means not only do we treat and assist with substance abuse, we also assist with mental health diagnosis as well.
The women attend structured substance abuse treatment and social services during the day, while the children attend the on-site Easter Seals Child Development Center. The development of life skills, including meal planning, household shopping, and cooking, are central to program activities.
Project WARM makes a huge difference in the lives of women, and the fact of many of our women that come in have been separated from their children due to their drug use. So Project WARM's an avenue for them to come in and be educated with their disease of addiction, how to maintain their disease, and also to educate them in parenting so that they can be reunified with their children down the road.
Project WARM employs a research-based, gender-specific substance abuse treatment model that recognizes the importance of family and healthy relationships as the foundation for recovery.
It's changed my life in many ways. It's helped me find the coping skills that I need for whenever I get out in the real world. It's helped me live in a community, helped me, learn all the ways that I need to learn about being out in the real world, about just my recovery, working on myself and my son, being a better parent.
Self-sufficiency is stressed, as is the need to meet those daily social and family responsibilities that might arise unexpectedly. Project WARM is designed to empower women to become individuals that are able to live independently and care for themselves and their children. For more information about Stuart Marchman's Project WARM, please visit www.smabehavioral.org. For Volusia Magazine, I'm Stephanie Strong, Public Information Officer for the Volusia County Health Department.
If you have any questions about this or any other health-related issues, you can always log on to volusiahealth.com.
I'm Volusia County Sheriff Ben Johnson. Don't risk your life and the lives of others by texting and driving. Put the phone down or safely pull over. Looking down for 1 second is all it takes. Is it really worth it?
And now let's head into the studio to join Community Information Director Dave Byron and his guest, Rob Ehrhardt of the county's Economic Development Division.
Well, thank you, Amber, and hi, everyone. We're beginning to see growing indications now that our local economy is on the rebound, but still slowly. When you look at some of the county's leading economic statistics for the third quarter of this year, the signs appear to be getting more optimistic every month. We're pleased to have with us in the studio today Rob Ehrhardt of the county's Economic Development Division, and we'll get his take on the local economic conditions as we look at the July, August, September period. Rob, thanks for being with us today.
Thanks, Dave. It's nice to be here.
Let's look at some numbers. First of all, let's start with the building permit activity. Boy, when you look at the third quarter numbers on the residential side, there was a pretty good increase there. That was, to me anyway, surprising.
That's a great story for us locally.
Right.
The numbers of permits in the third quarter of 2012 as compared to the second quarter, the numbers are up 35%. When you look at the total dollar value of those permits, again, third quarter of this year compared to second quarter, it's up over 100%. So and the sustained rate of increase and again, these are new construction housing permits, that's nothing to do with renovations. The sustained increase that we've seen for 5 quarters now, so 4 quarter-over-quarter increases, I feel good that we'll see that continue, and as well as the numbers and the overall dollar value increasing, the price at which these homes are selling, I believe the number is 11.7% when you compare third quarter 2012 to third quarter 2011. So those are all good reflections. And again, I think it goes back in not only in optimism on the part of the home builders themselves, but on the consumers that are making these purchases.
So if you waited to get an even lower price, you probably waited too long, because they're going to go back up.
I think the general opinion is that we've come out of the bottom, and
right.
But still a good time.
Sure.
If someone's still making that consideration.
Rob, as you look at the new construction residential numbers, you know, we've talked a number of times about the fact that 2, 3, 4 years ago there was a glut of existing homes on the market for sale, and that inventory seems to have been reduced substantially, and we always thought that once that inventory disappeared, it would lead to an increase in new home construction, and that appears to be what is occurring.
Well, in addition to those new home construction numbers, dollar values increasing, I think the inventory of resales has also been decreasing significantly over time. So the combination effect of those two, yes, is it only portends good things for our economy. It's interesting, though, to note that we're not necessarily seeing a commensurate increase in the numbers of construction employees in the construction industry. So it'll be interesting to watch that in the quarters going forward to see really when that begins to ramp up. We're pretty stable in the 7,100, 7,200 range.
You know what was interesting, Rob, in fact it was in a recent edition of the Orlando Sentinel. I was reading that, of course, in the Orlando area as well, their new construction activity is on the increase, but some of the builders are having a hard time finding the available labor source, because I guess a lot of those construction workers got dispersed or got into other employment sectors. And so one of the new phenomenons might be, and maybe that's what you're referring to, is getting the available, you know, drywallers and framers and whatever to meet the demand in the housing construction side.
Yeah, certainly those trades go where the opportunity is, and so as the really that industry has declined in the state of Florida over the past few years, those individuals had to go elsewhere to seek business, and you know, hopefully the attraction of Florida will bring them back. I think it's also worth noting that there is a pretty significant capital improvement program going on at Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. Right. And so they have enjoyed, you know, some of that skilled labor, and then possibly even some of the interstate widening projects that we're enjoying here in Volusia County, both on Interstate 4 as well as Interstate 95.
Looking at the commercial side of the permit numbers, Rob, there are some commercial permits being taken out.
There are. The numbers aren't quite as strong on the commercial side as they are on the residential side. But I'm encouraged that, again, a comparison of third quarter 2012 to second quarter 2012 numbers are up, both in numbers and total dollar value. And I'm particularly took note of the fact that it is an increase, and so that I use the word arrests a declining trend that we have seen in commercial permits over, I believe it was 3 or 4 quarters. So it's a nice reversal, and I hope that's a trend that we see going forward.
Talking about those numbers going up, one number you want to see go down is the unemployment rate.
We always want to see unemployment go down.
And it is going down, I guess. It's still higher than what you would want it to be, but it is, I think, going in the right direction, is it not?
We were finally below that pesky 9% number. September 2012 unemployment was 8.8%. As I was sharing with you the last time we spoke, that's another 2 percentage point decrease over the same time period last year. It's also important to note that there are over 3,400 new people employed. So in addition to looking at it as a percentage, you know, that's a combination of 2 different numbers in the numerator and the denominator. The actual number of increased people that are in the employed workforce is up over 3,400. And as you know, we work pretty closely with the Center for Business Excellence, local workforce development board. And so they keep track of statistics that show online ads for positions. And that number is in the 8,300, 8,400 range, and that's a pretty significant increase over the same time period last year.
Rob, one of the you know, really bright spots, I think, in the job sector numbers in Volusia County is the manufacturing. Manufacturers in Volusia County seem to be doing pretty well. In fact, you know, we've talked recently with VMA, And you know, they've got jobs on the table that they're having a hard time filling.
In fact, they are, Dave. I've been a part of a group that includes the City of Daytona Beach, as well as the Center for Business Excellence, the VMA, and Daytona State College, their Center for Business and Industry, trying to address that very issue for one particular manufacturer who has quite a few positions that they're trying to fill. And I think that group coming together really starts to bring a focus into what you were just speaking of, that we have really our entire manufacturing industry is starting to experience that. It's not a problem that was created overnight, it's not a problem that we'll solve overnight, but it's a nice problem to have. And I think it reflects in part the fact that we're seeing this onshoring or reshoring of manufacturing jobs that are coming back to the U.S.
We are entering the holiday shopping period, the time that a lot of people go out and spend some money for holiday gifts and so forth. From what I'm reading, people have started to shop and shop early, and that seems to bode pretty well for our retailers.
I think the early indications are good. Of course, we don't really know until that first set of Black Friday figures comes out, right. That Friday after Thanksgiving. University of Florida just released recently a consumer optimism or consumer optimism report that is at its high how did they put it, post-recession high. So again, that trend is increasing, and we look forward to that continuing through this season.
Well, Rob, I want to thank you for sharing the information. Obviously, much more positive than some of the conversations we've had in years past as it relates to the economy. For people that perhaps would like to get a hold of the third quarter report or perhaps get information from you, how do people get more information?
Dave, we have a website that's at www.floridabusinessaltogether.org. That's floridabusiness.org. And actually, we're in the process of trying to upgrade and revamp that site now, but on the homepage you can see that there's a tab for statistics and key reports, and that's where they'll find most of the information they might be looking for.
Well, again, thank you very much, Rob, for sharing the information with us. Great report this third quarter. And by the way, happy holidays as we go into the holiday season. So happy holidays to you.
Happy holidays to you, Dave. Thank you.
And with that, we'll go back to you, Amber. Our guest today has been Rob Ehrhardt of the county's Economic Development Division. Back to you.
Thanks, Dave, and thank you for watching Volusia Magazine. We hope you've enjoyed the program. And if you have any questions, please give us a call at any of the numbers you see listed here. You can even log on to volusia.org, and you can watch the show online anytime you wish. When you log on to volusia.org, just click on the Volusia Magazine icon. We also hope that you catch up with us on Volusia Today, Volusia County Government's public information radio broadcast. Volusia Today airs every Tuesday and Sunday mornings on the local radio stations you see on your screen. For Volusia Magazine, I'm Amber Patterson. Have a great evening and a safe and happy Thanksgiving holiday.